Gorgeous, happy Friday to you. Frugal Friday will be back next week. The videos this week were swapped around. Wednesday's video was supposed to be today's video, and this video was supposed to go live this past Wednesday. So yeah, one got done before the other. It usually doesn't happen that way, but it did this week. So I hope that you'll enjoy this nonetheless. Today I'm reviewing 6 brand new eyeshadow palettes that Bare Minerals has released very recently. They also released some new eyeliners. I have done looks with each of the palettes, so I'll be showing you up close mini tutorials with them in the event that you want to get one of these for yourself and you would like to recreate one of these looks. I will show you everything up close, and I will let you know if any of these are worth looking into or not. Before I dive into each palette individually, these are mini compact size palettes. So they are about the size of your hand, like you can see there. There are 6 eyeshadows in each of these palettes in a variety of different finishes. There are generally about 3 mattes, 3 shimmers per palette. It may vary from there. They retail for $32 a piece. They also came out with a whole bunch of new eyeliners in addition to these palettes. So there are, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 eyeliners that they've added. The eyeliners retail for $19 each. So I'll show you some swatches of these up close and give you my review on those also. The first palette that I want to share with you is, let's talk about the one I'm wearing on my eyes today. So this is the one called Rosewood. This is a very warm toned, rosy, neutral palette. And quite honestly, you can probably pick it up in the mini tutorial that I'm showing you here. I struggled with the pigment of the cranberry shade in this palette, and I was really disappointed in that cranberry color. I had to layer it several times at first dry, and then I was getting frustrated with it, and I finally ended up applying it wet with a setting spray, and then I got a little bit better pigment with it, but I still would have liked for it to be a little stronger. So the shades in this palette are somewhat muted. They're not as strong as what you might think when you first glance at this palette, but the mattes were really nice and they apply very easily. Everything blends beautifully. And if you're looking for a palette that isn't so strong in color, but you like this color scheme, then I think you would really enjoy it. But if you're one like me where you just thrive on pigment, then you might be a little disappointed in this one. So ultimately, I will tell you that as much as I wanted to wash this look off when I first created it, because I was this close to saying, oh, forget it, I just don't even want to do this. I really, really like this look, and I'm glad that I stuck with it and I gave it a chance because it is absolutely stunning. So I was pretty happy with it. I did pair that palette up with the Garnet eyeliner on my lower waterline. So if you're wondering what's on my lower waterline today, it is the Garnet eye pencil. And this is one you wouldn't think that you could wear because it's red. I mean, it really is red. I will show you. Look at this. Oh my gosh, there is a wasp in my office and it's on my light. Holy crap. Holy crap. Did you see that thing fly behind me? Oh my gosh. Okay. Stay there. Don't move. Ah. Okay, I was trying to, let me get focused here. Focus. Don't you move. You stay right where you are, bud. What I was trying to show you is how red that is. I mean, it looks really red when you're looking at the pencil at first, but it's really like a burnished brown. It is so striking when you apply it. So even though you may look at this and think, oh, I really could not wear that, you'd be amazed. It looks fabulous. And I'll talk more about the eyeliners toward the end of the video because I'm gonna have to rave about them. I'm just gonna tell you now. The next palette that I have to share with you is the blue one. This is called Stonewashed. And once again, you get a beautiful conglomeration of cool grays and blues in this palette. Simply stunning color selection within this one, and the pigment is on target. I didn't struggle at all with the application of any of the eyeshadows, and the look was amazing with this palette. If you're curious about the eyeliner that I paired up with this look, I chose the shade called Sapphire, and that pencil paired up with this palette is simply breathtaking. I did not have any issues with fading, muddying. The eyeshadow stayed true all day long. This silly wasp just landed on my desk. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't do this. This is why you don't build a studio in the garage. This is why. The next palette I have to share with you is the one called Ultra Natural, and this is a neutral toned eyeshadow palette. A lot of cool neutrals in this one. I fell madly in love with it. I've developed a bit of a obsession with cool toned eyeshadows, especially when we're talking about neutral shades. I feel like they are so appropriate for any and every occasion that you could think of, and they don't compete. Like right now, my hair is the loudest thing that I'm wearing, so I don't really my eyes are great to make them stand out, but you know, sometimes you just want your eyes to be very subtle, and this is such a beautiful palette for doing just that. Great quality. Once again, I did not struggle with the application of any of these eyeshadows. I found them to be very pigmented, and it was a great palette all the way around. If you were going to get one out of the entire collection here, this would be one that I would say is an absolute must-have, especially if you've been looking for cooler toned neutrals for everyday looks. You would love it. The next palette, now this one is the only one out of all 6 of them that I just did not love. I will just tell you, it was, I wasn't excited about the color range. The look that I created with it was not my favorite. I mean, if you took any one of these colors separately and used it maybe with other palettes that you have in your collection, you could probably create a really beautiful look. And I would do that with the green shade in here because it is a really nice green shade. I just didn't like the colors in the range that they mixed them into within this palette. Quality was good, application was good, blendability was excellent. I didn't struggle with any of that. For me, it was just not liking the color range in here. The next palette I have to share with you is the one called Burnished, and this one has a lot of amber shades in it, another warm toned palette, but there are also some cooler grays within this palette too. And this is kind of like the Sunlit palette that I just shared with you. It was a little confusing for me to use, and when I started out to create the look, I started to not like the fact that they had mixed together warm tones and cool tones within the same palette. And I more than likely, if I were going to use this palette in the future, would just do either a warm look or a cool look, as opposed to mixing them like I did to create the look that I'm showing you here, because I feel like it clashes and it just doesn't look that great. And so I had forgotten about this one. This is another one where the color story didn't really wow me, despite the fact that it was of excellent quality. So I mean, in terms of my negative reviews with these, it's really from a color standpoint, as is in this case. It's going to be up to you as to whether or not you like the color range. As always, I mean, I'm just going to give you my opinion and put it out there because, you know, that's how I roll. Now this last palette, save the best for last. This was my absolute favorite. Okay, I have airplane mode on. How are you able to text me right now? If it's not wasps, it's phones. Like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, This is my most favorite palette out of all 6 of them, and you already knew that. It's because it's purple. This is their Heathered palette, and there is a beautiful range of cool toned purples. Oh my gosh, and they are cool toned. There are no red tone purples in this palette. I cannot tell you how ecstatic I am to be able to tell you that. They are stunning, and the quality is amazing. And this is just, I love this palette. I love this palette. I'm just going to say I love this palette. Purple is one of those universal colors that everyone can wear, and if you've been looking for cool toned purple eyeshadows, you would love the range that they have provided in this palette. It is a wonderful mixture of shades. There is a vast array of different looks that you can create with just 6 eyeshadows, and I guarantee you would not be disappointed in that palette. Now for the eyeliners, I have to rave about these eyeliners. Oh, they are just awesome. So I tested a number of them out for all the looks that I showed you within today's video. I did pair them up with the eyeliners, and if I can remember which ones I did, I will have them pop up on the screen of the looks, so you're welcome to refer back in the video. But I will just tell you, not only do these swatch extremely well, they apply like a dream on the eyes. They are very creamy, very soft, smooth, easy to blend. They take probably about a minute to set, so you do have some time to work with them. But one of the best qualities about these is they last all day. Seriously. I turned this phone off. Oh my gosh, this is probably the most blooper-filled video I have done in a long time. Okay, did I say that the best quality of these is that they last all day? Okay, if I didn't, they do. This is what my eyes looked like at the end of, I want to say I was wearing this look for 9 hours on the day that I wore that sapphire blue eyeliner. Look at my eyes. Look at. That eyeliner did not move. It is still there, just as strong as when I first applied it. It looked amazing. I was totally shocked and totally in love. I just love these eyeliners. They also have one called Diamond, which is, I forgot how to, what is this one? It's like a light silver. Let me see if I can show it to you, see if it'll come up on camera. That light silver right there. And it's really pretty. You wouldn't think that it would look that great on your eyes, but when you apply this with some of the cooler toned, like the blues or those cool toned grays, oh, it is so pretty on the eyes, and it's not too much. So if you don't like to wear a lot of color on your waterline, you just want something very soft, that is a great shade. But yes, overall, I am extremely impressed with the eyeliners, and I would recommend any one of them to you. And if you've struggled with watery eyes, you won't have any problems with these, because there was a point when I got splashed on one of the looks that I was wearing from one of these Bare Minerals palettes. I mean, it goes without fail when I'm giving the kids a bath at night. I always get splashed in the face by someone. And I got splashed. And I mean, my face was drenched, and that eyeliner was still there. I mean, my lashes may have been hanging off, but the eyeliner was still there. Overall, pretty happy with this collection, especially that cool toned purple palette. The Rosewood palette, a little bit of an issue with application there with that cranberry shade. For the most part, though, the others did not give me any issues. I had some minor complaints with the color stories on a couple of them, but other than that, quality, great. Application, excellent. And the eyeliners, bar none, some of the best I've tried in a long time. So I will have all of these products listed and linked for you below in the description box in the event that you'd like to try them for yourself. And I just want to say thank you for being here, for taking the time to watch today. And I'm wishing you a beautifully blessed weekend ahead. I am leaving you in the other room next time I film. Okay? You're not coming with me again. All right. Have a great weekend. I'll see you again next week. Mommy. What? What, baby?